everyone, you are now on the level 1 of the A.CED.1 learning standard, and this is all about equations and inequalities within word problem situations, or sometimes this is called a contextual situation. And so we will be writing equations and inequalities within word problems, and so we do need to know common words or phrases that represent each of our symbols to pick out whether we are dealing with an equation or an inequality. So we should be setting up an equation when we see words like is, are, was, were, will be, gives, yields, cost, and this is just a few. These are not all the words that mean equals, because there's also some other words that mean equals, like, for example, another one that I just thought of, same. If we want two things to be the same, that would be equals. A greater than symbol, you are looking for words such as more than, greater than, higher than. Greater than or equal to symbol could be phrases like at least or no less than, or the word minimum or lowest means that we're talking about that the number could be greater than the value that we're finding. And then the less than symbol, if you see less than or lower than, that's what I mean, or that's what symbol you're going to use. And then the less than or equal to symbol, if you see the phrase at most or no more than, or the words maximum or highest, then you are talking about the less than or equal to symbol. So whenever we're dealing with a word problem, you can always go to this chart to see if there's any words related to the symbols that we are going to be using. I do have a little blurb here that says creating equations and inequalities from contextual situations actually connects to a previous lesson that we have learned, lesson A.CED.1, lesson 1. And that is when we were writing expressions from word phrases, so you will need to connect what we learned in that standard to this standard here. And it's important to identify the keywords within your word problem, so you could underline keywords in the word problem. You can circle keywords. It's up to you what you want to use, but we are going to pick apart each of these word problems. So a level 1 is we're going to be given a word problem. We're not going to be solving the word problem. We're just going to be identifying the correct equation or inequality. And then we'll progress to actually creating it ourselves in the level 2. So number 1, I'm going to be underlining some key phrases. Sharon's family budgeted $3,000 for their vacation. What it means to budget is they don't really want to go over this amount. So they want to spend $3,000 or less. Their bid budget consisted of $1,850 for travel costs. That's just a total amount. And then $85 per day for hotel and other expenses. So how I can represent 85 per day is 85 times X amount of days. And so this 85X is an expense, and the total cost of $1,850 is also an expense. So if we added those two numbers together, that would be the total expenses that we paid on our vacation. We want to determine which inequality will determine the amount of days Sharon's family can stay on vacation. So I did say that if we have an 85X plus the 1,850, that would mean that that's the total amount that they spent. So right away we can automatically eliminate letters B and D. Now it's between letters A and C, and we budgeted only $3,000. What that means is that they can spend $3,000, They could also spend less than $3,000. So what we're really looking for is the less than or equal to symbol. Letter C is your correct answer. Letter A is not correct. All right, number 2. I can join a book club and book club A for $25 and then rent ebooks for $1 each. $1 each could be represented by 1x or just x. That would represent, would represent the number of books that I rent or ebooks that I rent. So 1 times x represents the total cost of the amount of ebooks that I'm renting. Or I can join book club B for $15 and rent ebooks for $2 each at this club. So that would be represented by 2x. The number of books, x, is the same no matter if we're doing club A or club B. We want to figure which equation can be used to determine how many rentals would be needed for the price to be equal. Equal means we're writing an equation because we want the 2 book clubs to be equal. Well, the total cost for book club A would be this first flat fee of $25 plus $1 per book that I'm renting. So that's 25 plus 1x. For book club B, I have a flat fee of $15, and then I also am going to be renting books for $2 each, so that would be plus 2x. So book club B could be represented by 15 plus 2x. So right away I can eliminate A because I'm subtracting x and subtracting 2x. That's not correct. Right away I can eliminate C because I'm doing 25x and 15 times x, but the 25 and the 15 are just set fees. And then letter B and letter D, well here, letter B would be I'm adding the 2 flat fees together and adding the 2 books together, but the fee for book club B has nothing to do with the fee for book club A. All right, so I don't want those 2 on the same side of our equation. The correct answer would be D because I have book club A represented on the left side. I have book club B represented on the right side. I have an equal sign between them because I want the prices to be equal. All right, and then number 3. This is the last one that we're going to go over before the practice. Brandon has at most $58 to spend. So if you're not sure what at most means, you can go back up to the column here, or the chart here, and at most it falls within the less than or equal to range. So just keep that in mind. Those are key words. So this means that he can spend $58, but he can also spend less than $58. He cannot go over $58. The shirts he wants to buy are on sale for $9 each. And these are the shirts. The pair of pants he wants cost $21, sorry. And then all prices include tax, so we're not going to figure tax within this equation or inequality. We want to figure out which inequality could be used to determine S, which is the maximum number of shirts Brandon can buy, if he also buys the pair of pants. So he's only buying 1 pair of pants. So this $21 is a fixed fee. That's just $21. Each shirt is $9. So 9 times the number of shirts that I purchase, which is S, is going to represent the total cost that I'm spending on shirts. So in total, I would spend 9S for the amount of shirts plus the $21. So right away, I can eliminate D and F because this is doing 9S minus 21. I want a 9S plus a 21. And I want to spend at most $58. So in letter A, I'm going to eliminate that because this says I can only spend less than $58, but I can spend $58. And then also this is saying that the 21 is being multiplied by S. But S is the number of shirts, and shirts cost $9, not $21. And then also I can eliminate C because this is saying that each shirt costs $30, which again, each shirt costs $9, not $30. So it should be 9 times S. So now we have in between B and E. But remember, the word at most means we want the less than or equal to sign. So that means that B would be your correct answer and E can be eliminated. All right, so you're just identifying the correct equations or inequalities for each of the word problems. That's it for a level 1.